professional development. She is also a strong advocate for the empowerment.
Collectively, I do not think that results of this level has ever been achieved by our schools.
Our chief guest for this evening. She merely requires
Chairman, Fiji Muslim League, Suva Branch, the management and executives of Fiji Muslim League, Suva Branch, board members, brand executives, Fiji Muslim League, Suva, heads of our two schools, Suva Muslim College and Muslim Primary, dedicated and award-winning teachers, spouses, invited family members, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum once again, Nisambula Vinaka, and a very good evening to you all. It is indeed a very good evening as I look across the room. I mean, for us teachers, let me say us teachers, sacrificing our Saturday is a big ask. After a hectic Monday to Friday job that you go through, that we go through, let me say we go through, and being here on a Saturday evening looking fresh, except for the fact that we sort of fell short in our national anthem. I think you are all eagerly awaiting to be fed with the lovely dinner I've been told that is being prepared. I couldn't see that energy emanating from the room. So I think that's one area we can do better, but it's all forgiven. Ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, please allow me to thank you for the tiresome work that you do, work that you've been doing in ensuring that our children get the best quality education within their classrooms. And thank you very much for the invite, and to the Fiji Muslim League, your 16, 17 primary schools and the 5 colleges that are across the country. I thank the management and the board and the executives for the partnership they have with the Fijian government and the Ministry of Education in ensuring that quality education is delivered in all your schools across the country. Please allow me to start with a quote that is very apt and very rightly reflects the work that you and I do. The most important qualities of any educator are not adequately captured on your resume. It is hard to quantify passion. It is hard to quantify the energy. It is hard to quantify your dedication, your patience, your perseverance, and love. But in a classroom, those qualities make all the difference in the world. What it basically means that we may come up with a lot of qualifications on paper, but what we actually do in our classroom is the best judge of a good educator and a good teacher. And you might have differing views on that, but I'm sure most of you will agree with that, that in order to understand the life of a teacher, you have to be a teacher. Simple as that. Simple as that. No other justification. You cannot judge a teacher if you have not sat in a teacher's chair. If you have not endured the challenges and the difficulties that teachers go through. And I'm sure teaching now is more on the public radar than any other profession. Even more so, doctors and nurses don't go under that radar that we go through. So keep smiling. You've chosen this profession. The nobility of the profession should never be lost upon the teachers. Work hard, strive ahead. Challenges will come and go, but do the best you can do. And I'm sure success will all be yours. So this evening, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to celebrate those teachers who are going to achieve awards. And of course, those who may not have qualified to achieve awards. But deep down, you have this conviction that you have done the best. And that itself should be a reward in itself. So don't be disheartened if you don't take home one of the attractive rewards that the management has in place for you. And again, thank you for the intense work that you've done, specifically in 2019. And I thank the 2 school heads and the administration team, the HODs, and of course all the teachers. And your school is one of the most highly regarded schools across the country. Please keep up that image. And when I meet up with the officials, Suva Muslim College, probably college, not most of the primary school, is one of the most highly spoken about. So I'd like to thank the past leadership as well, and of course congratulate the new principal who took over the school in 2019. A lot of expectations from new principals, and most of our principals actually are able to step into the shoes of those that have left. So I would like to thank all the past teachers as well. And of course the school management, the parents and the community, a big hats off to all of you. Your top-notch results, ladies and gentlemen, have added 3 stars to your strong communal repertoire. Hats off again to all the awardees tonight. And of course the families for being there to support. I may not be always there to support the teacher I have inside my house, because I have to look after the 17,000 or 13,000 plus teachers that we have across the country. But I can understand when she comes home and doesn't come out of her room and says, I'm tired. And at one point, sometimes I just want to ask, what have you done that you're so tired? I mean, that's the opinion everybody has. What do you do that you get so tired? Then I go back and look at my 23 years and I say to myself, I can understand. So I can go back and say, if you haven't been a teacher, if you haven't sat in a teacher's chair, if you haven't encountered the daily challenges that teachers have, senior teachers, young teachers, new graduates, it's very difficult to understand the life of a teacher. I was scrolling through my Facebook one day, I just have a Facebook account, and I came across this quote, keep calm. Just keep calm. If you want to be a good teacher, if you want to put your stress behind and not take the stress when you go to your families, just be calm. Every problem has a solution. There are 30 students in your classroom, and each student comes with a different identity, and you are just one. But I'm sure you are trained to deal with that. If I can come back and say why I'm saying that, avoid corporal punishment. That's where I wanted to come. The 30 children, or in a day you must be looking at 100 children, 3-4 classes, and everybody comes with a different mindset. Every child comes with a different environment, different faiths, different beliefs. You've got to understand them. You've got to understand the behavior of your children. Why is this child behaving? And sometimes you might have to go out of your way and say, why? Talk to the parents. Maybe the child didn't have breakfast in the morning. Maybe the child comes from a family where there's domestic violence every day. There may be many issues. Okay? Maybe the child has to go home and do a little bit more work to probably earn a living for his family as well. So it's very important that you understand, and I think we teachers have that passion. So sometimes you may be a doctor, you may be a nurse, you have to be a counselor as well. You might have to act in the role of a parent as well. Very challenging. But I'm sure your team at the school, your leadership team out there, your HODs are more receptive towards the issues that you have within the schools, and we allow you to resolve your issues within the school. It's very important because you know your children, to both the heads of schools. You know your teachers, you know your children, you know your community. See if you can resolve those issues related to student and staff rather than bringing it to us. We have close to 1,000 schools to look at, and many a times we see petty issues reaching the ministry where we have to intervene to find an amicable solution. So to the heads of schools, I know you're doing a great job, but please ensure that you are able to resolve that. That's one of the qualities that we expect in our leaders. The ability to understand a situation, the ability to resolve your own issues. Unless you need our assistance, of course, the doors are always open. And I think if you read the media, every now and then there's something about the education ministry, and we are there to assist resolve that. But at all times ensure that you are in power with the job. Don't neglect your responsibilities. The welfare and the safety of our children should be your paramount responsibility. Okay? So, and like I said, there's a lot of criticisms mostly aimed at teachers. So we have to ensure that we deal with these criticisms in a very, very positive manner. Sometimes we are very reactive. But again, like I said, we're dealing with thousands and thousands of children across the country. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight is yours. Let's not take the glamour away from your achievements. You are a set of teachers who have beyond reasonable doubt passed all those scrutinizing days and months and have come out on top of the game. So congratulations once again. And of course, it's always a proud moment for me to be part of Teachers Gathering because it takes me back to when I was a teacher. 23 years, I also slaved, let me just say that. So if you think I don't understand, I do understand. And I do try to understand the issues that we have within our school systems, and we try to find a positive resolve to it. And I think one goal that we must all have is quality education. And that's very important. So again, if I can just say, your role as teachers, you are the custodians of our government fund. You are the custodians of parental trust. You are the greatest resources that any country can have. And of course, you are the greatest resource that the ministry has. And coming to your award ceremony, an award ceremony of such a magnitude, ladies and gentlemen, proves that both the Suva Muslim College and Suva Muslim Primary School boast of teachers who do justice to their profession, and hence you stand here this evening to be awarded by your very own school management. And that's a very good gesture, a gesture that promotes goodwill, a gesture that promotes good relationship between managements and the school, and I'd like to commend the management for that. Your external exam results, again, talks very highly of your achievements, and of course it has to be a teamwork. No one person can take the credit, so it's a teamwork, and you are celebrating as a team, and with your families here present as well, to show that your families are also part of this journey that you have. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to quality education, I want you to think about quality education as you go back, and not now, but as you teach, think about quality education. What is quality education? Is it the infrastructure that you have? Your colleges and primary schools across the country boast of the best infrastructure that Fiji has. Is it infrastructure that will bring about quality education? Is it the curriculum that will bring about quality education? It is the caliber of your students that's going to bring about quality education. Is it technology that you have? Is it school leadership? Is it parental support? What is quality education? For me, it's a combination of both, combination of all that we have discussed. Okay? So if a teacher perfectly combines all that, the best infrastructure, the best technology, the best curriculum, good students, or any caliber of students, combined with good leadership, I'm sure we will be able to achieve quality education. So be a teacher who acts like a compass that activates the magnets of curiosity, knowledge, and wisdom in your pupils. Be that. Okay? Don't be that boring teacher. Day in, day out, do the same thing. Think about the teachers that have passed your life. How many of your teachers do you remember? You remember the one that beat you up? Yeah? You'd remember the one that came in the classroom and sat and snoozed on the chair way back. Teachers got away with that. Do you remember the one that just brought a textbook and dictated things? Or do you remember the one that involved you in that learning process? So your children also judge you. Be the teacher that leaves a lasting impact on your children. You and I may be gone, but people will still remember us. Oh, my teacher, my best teacher. So be that teacher that arouses curiosity and wisdom in your children. And if we look at the journey that you have had to be part of this evening's function, I know it's been a long journey, sleepless nights, sharing family responsibilities, looking after the children, cooking for the family, marking papers, and all the paperwork that we ask you to do. Sorry about that, but it's part and parcel of our job. Okay? So how do you balance that, ladies and gentlemen? How do you balance that? We deal with mental stress as well. Take time out for yourself. Smile. Nothing's gonna fall on your head and crush you down. At the end of the day, smile. The advice that I give my teachers when I go around, when you leave the gates of your institution, leave the stress behind. Go home, spend time with your family, be a normal person. When you come back, pick it up, bring it back to the school, resolve it here. Otherwise, believe me, teaching, the stress that is there normally weighs us down. Okay, with all the health problems that's going on, depression, NCDs, high blood pressure, all that thing, it's gonna kill you from inside. Family support is very important. Value your family, value your health, value your children, because they need your time as well. Balance it, and that's very important. Take time out for sporting activities in your school, and during your inter-house athletics there. And your principal proudly mentioned to me that I think after a long time you hosted that in your own school, the inter-house athletics, is it? Yes. So activities like that refreshes you, refreshes the minds of your children. So it's in your hands to ensure how interesting and exciting you make your days in the school as well as your children. And I'm told that you celebrate 2 students who scored the highest in accounting and chemistry in year 12, 100%. They scored 100%. I'm sure the teachers are very proud of that, and the students and the parents are equally proud of those teachers who have worked hard and contributed to those students' results. Congratulations on that. And coming back to technology, I think it's very important that you and I both understand the role that technology is playing in our lives. So when we are doing the heads of schools recruitment and we were doing the matrix, we said a head of school or a teacher must be competent, must be computer competent. So we were told, no, teachers, head teachers or principals don't need to know computers because we've done those things in the past 20 years. We have to be in power with our children. This is where professional development comes in. Okay? Our heads of schools, you are supposed to be very efficient and you are supposed to display competency in technology use. How else would you be a role model to your teachers, and how else would you be a role model to your students if you are not one step ahead? So teachers, we need to be a step ahead of our children. So, like I said, today teachers are challenged in the technological race, and we cannot simply lag behind and say, okay, things done 20 years ago was done differently, and we are the 20 years ago generation people. Let's move with modernism, and let's move with modern technology, etc. Because I think our children are more interested in technology now more than anything. So let's be in power with that. And if we travel back in time, it would be appeasing to disembark in the 60s. Despite its trials and tribulations, the teachers shared the same privileges in the classroom. Do you think things have changed? Not much. We are still in control of our children. We are still leaders in our classroom, except for the fact that, like I said, we are racing against time with technology and other things. So, if you have not nodded that much has not changed, and if you have nodded that there is change, because one of the changes that you and I faced is managing our children. Managing children then was very easy. Managing children now has become difficult. You know that. Like I said, every child that comes to your classroom is different. So, so that basically means that our work has become more challenging. Okay. 13,000 plus teachers the Ministry of Education has. You all are different. We have close to 275 children across all our schools. They are all different. So how do you deal with them? You are the best judge. We'll let you deal with your own problems in your classrooms. Be an innovator, be a motivating teacher, excite your children, be excited about teaching, and I'm sure we'll solve the problems. And the recent shift in the generation that you are dealing with obviously has thrown some teachers off the balance. And they say, oh, we can't, we have to quit. Teaching is more demanding now than it was before. But unfortunately, that's the scenario. So what do? We rise up to the challenge. We find solutions, okay? And bring about positive reinforcements. What you're getting today is a positive sort of reinforcement to the work that you do. And come next year, I'm sure those that have not received the awards will be motivated to do that. And like I said, no corporal punishment. You can use other methods of positive reinforcement with your children. And again, if I can put on record, it is an irrefutable fact that teachers deal with immense work pressure. Nothing taken away from that. Paperwork, expectations, yes, we have a lot of expectations. Your own schools have a lot of expectations, your head has a lot of expectations, your managements have a lot of expectations, your parents have a lot of expectations. So, set benchmarks, achievable benchmarks, okay? I was just told that in the Suva corridor, we have 12 schools. We have 12 schools which are sort of having primary schools more so, which are having more than 50 students. Unfortunately, that's a reality too. We have 2 schools in the Western Division that have overcrowding in their classrooms. So what is the demand? It demands developing new infrastructures. It demands us to look at ways by which we can assist the teacher, one teacher, that is dealing with that 50 children. We sort of are working on a solution, and very, very soon we should be able to assist those teachers who are looking at 45 to 50 students in a classroom. But that's a reality as well. Parents have a preference for a particular school. Even though the neighboring school might have spaces available, but because of the reputation that the school has in that particular area or community, parents want their children to go there. So that gets us to start working with the management. Do we build extra classrooms? What do we do? Do we provide teacher aides? That is a solution that we are looking at, providing teacher assistance to those teachers who have overcrowding in their classroom. So that's the planning that goes on at the ministry level. We try to find solutions. So, but listen, all in all, teachers are resilient. That's why you've stuck to this profession for a long time. Teachers are resilient human beings, right? And if I can parallel you to the mythical center of the Stone Age, honored over centuries, standing tall as age oak tree bearing thousands of acorns, wounded and weathered through negligence and lack of appreciation. Lack of appreciation, I must say that, many a times. And today you are being appreciated for the work that you do, and I'm sure you are doing that work with much passion. Again, a reading somewhere I read, and if I can quote, work is worship. So for how many of us is work really worship? How many of us are just the 8 to 4 teachers? How many of us are just the ones that wait for the payday and that's it? So you need to look at that and reflect on that as well. In the case of those, I don't have the number, who are getting awarded today, I am sure that you have placed your job at such a high pedestal and dedicated yourself above all priorities, including maybe at times neglecting your own families. Like I said, balance is very important. Those awardees, you have risen to the challenge and diplomatically accepted change since the evolving democracy has left behind the ancient teacher-centered approach. This is a decade to placate the child and entice him to learn against his own free will. And doing so, you as a teacher must master the new tricks of the old trade. Those teachers that do not shape in, of course, I'm sure in time to come, you would wish to voluntarily leave the teaching profession. We need to equip our children to go out into the world and achieve their dreams. And in doing so, we should not leave anyone behind. Those high achievers, those low achievers, those disabled, those poor children, those children in the outerlying maritime rural areas. Targets, I'm sure you will be setting up your targets, but I'd just like you to work on your results last year and set up realistic targets. Realistic targets. I'm not going to ask you to give it 100% go. You know better. You know your children better. So we will work with you to set our national targets very shortly, and you will be advised of what our national targets are. I really don't want you to pressure you all this, because I know you are pressured. Like I said, I know you are pressured, continuous pressure with large classes, long hours on your feet in sometimes hot classrooms, not so very conducive classrooms. Sometimes, the previous speaker said, children know how to get to you. The children know how to get to you. The parents know how to get to you. Don't let them get to you. Simple as that. Have that professional barrier. You are trained teachers. Have that professional barrier to assist you in dealing with situations. Sometimes you are just put on a spot in a very sort of unfavorable circumstances or situation. You end up saying certain things out of anger, and that's used against you. Don't let people get to you. Don't let them get to you, right? Be dedicated, be professional, and I'm sure you'll be able to handle any situation that comes your way. But be professional, like I said. Be professional in the sense that we've chosen this profession, the fact that we love our students in spite of everything, and the fact that we must treat them equally at all times. Each child, ladies and gentlemen, see it from the parent's perspective. Each child is special to the parent. Okay? And we need to find out what works for our children in their learning spaces. We need to devise tailor-made solutions and abandon the one-size-fits-all strategy. If you understand your children, these are slow learners, spend a little bit more time with them. These are high achievers, and you know they will be able to manage on their own. And I'm sure teachers of Suva Muslim College and Suva Muslim Primary School and across all the schools around the country have the ability and desire to do the right thing for their profession. My research, I didn't do much research, I was told actually, so I wouldn't be lying, I didn't research, that one of the teachers here today is scooping about 5 awards. Is it? I hope it's not coming to my house. No space for them. But can I just, I mean, is it secret?
It is secret.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to blow your secret away, but congratulations, whoever you are, congratulations, and thank you very much for the hard work, and well deserved. I was about to reveal the secret. And I'd like to once again congratulate on your National Year 12 and Year 13 results. Please strive harder for Year 6, Year 8, and Year 10 as you progress with this year. And I think your success as teachers, as individual educators, emanate from the fact that you trust your students. You trust yourself, and you're continually empowering your students. So I'd like to leave you with a quote. I know you're all ready to tuck into your dinner and take your awards home. I don't want to keep you away from that. It's a sin to do that. To keep people away from their food. So I'm hungry too. But anyways, congratulations once again. You all look wonderful. Enjoy the rest of the evening in the presence of your colleagues and your families and your children. But one quote I want to leave you with, and I strongly believe in that, and I like to quote that. It says, "The things you do for yourself are gone when you are gone. But the things you do for others remain as your legacy." Unquote. So as teachers, let's leave behind a legacy in the minds of our community, in the minds of our students, or in the lives of our students. And of course, I'm sure success and blessings will all be yours in the near future. So God bless you all. Wassalam, and thank you very much.